first of all, I do realise I need to wash my hair. So let's get into the video. So hi everyone, today I thought I might do a bit of a, I guess it's a bit of a time relevant video. I'm doing a little what to do in quarantine. I know most of us are stuck at home, self-isolating. I should probably not say quarantine, I should say self-isolating. And I know for some people this can be really tough. Personally, I stay at home all the time because I'm a carer, so obviously it's different and I'm more concerned about people I care about, but in some respects my life is pretty much normal. So I guess I've had a bit of time to practice the things that might get some of you guys through quarantine. So I'm going to stop waffling now and get straight into the video for real this time. So the first thing is kind of pretty generic, and that's just go out for a run, get outside. I do as I say, not as I do. I know it can be really hard just getting out your house when you're inside every day, but if you can, I know it can be really hard getting outside each day, but if you can, it's great. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a garden, so I'm really spoiled, and I know not everyone has that opportunity, but even just going and standing by the window and looking out the window and looking up at the sky can really help just lift your spirits. But if you can go one step further and maybe just go outside for a walk or a run or something, you might find that really turns your day around. I'm looking down here, by the way, because my laptop is down here and I have made a list. Read a new book. I think in today's modern high-tech world we don't really pick up books enough. So this is a great time where you can just reconnect and actually take that time. Because if you're anything like me, you're there reading, thinking, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, but actually now we have got that time to just reflect and learn something new. Another thing I've been doing lots is I've been doing loads of yoga and exercises. If you go onto YouTube, you can just literally search in 10-minute workout routine. And yeah, it makes you feel better. It's scientifically proven to make you feel better, and it does pass the time. I mean, once you get into working out every day, you're there and you're like, right, I'm going to work out, and you find that 20 minutes has just gone like that. And actually, if you're in self-isolation, or even just at home a lot, it is all positive basically once you get past that first hurdle of actually getting up and doing it, even if you're really tired and busy. Learn to sew or knit. I know when you're stuck at home, it's hard to feel like you're actually making an impact on the world, and whether what you're doing is actually having an effect, and of course it is, but sometimes learning to sew or knit, creating things from nothing, can really help you feel like you're actually really making a difference, not just looking after the kids and making sure everyone's fed, but actually something that you can say, I did that, and that is there forever now. So I think that's a nice thing to do. I promise these will get more interesting. Learn to upcycle, start upcycling stuff, start digging through your sheds in my case or whatever, and seeing what junk you might be able to reuse or upcycle, or maybe you've got a chair you could recover, or something like that. Just so, that links in with learning to sew or knit or stitch or cross stitch or whatever you want to do, but actually taking that time and investing that time in making something which you can then reuse and look at every day and say, I achieved that. A gratitude journal, or I have 2 points on this. Things that you're grateful for, but also things that you're more grateful for now that you've had to isolate and social distance. And the things that you're really looking forward to and that maybe you want to appreciate more once we are out of lockdown. So, things like going out for a coffee with your friends, or, for me, just visiting my family. I didn't realise how much I missed that. Or just being able to have someone pop over, or someone watch my daughter for 5 minutes so I can just pop out, or I can go out and Morgan, and that just makes a big difference. And I'm more grateful for those things now that I haven't had them than I was before. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. Hey, blog, YouTube channel, Twitter account, LinkedIn, I don't know, create something, start something. It's a difficult one because loads of people are going to be doing it right now, but I took the leap because I thought, you know what, this could be a really fun thing to do to connect with other people. This is a great time to do it. It's a great time to reach out to people, and you've got time on your hands. You don't have to feel that social pressure of going out and buying stuff for your videos or your pictures or whatever, because you can't. So yeah, maybe this is a good time just to dabble in it. Or you could do like a 30-day challenge where you do it for 30 days and then see if you want to continue. Because taking on something like Instagram, if you want to grow it longer term, you're going to be wanting to post pretty much every day. That is actually quite a commitment, especially if you've got kids and pets and house to run, etc., jobs. But maybe doing a 30-day trial while we're social distancing might be a cool thing to do. Watching new series. Disney Plus has just come out, so. But yeah, that's got 7-day free trial. Netflix, Prime, YouTube. Come watch my videos. This is something. This next one. Write a letter or an email to someone that, maybe someone you care about, maybe it's a family member that you know is isolating, or maybe you just write it and you don't send it to someone, but it really helps just focus on the simple joys. Likewise, you could send an email, which is also virus free. You can't catch anything from an email. Well, you can catch a virus, but it's a different kind of virus. Sign up to a course. That's kind of, that's learn something new. Maybe learn a new language. Force yourself and your family to, talk in one language. Talking a new language. The other thing I haven't done yet, but I'm planning to do, is actually sit down and draw or paint. I know this can be hard when you're stuck inside, but it can really help just refocus your mind and appreciating those little things rather than always going out seeking more. And I love to sit down and paint when I want to focus on nature personally. So I might, even if I just get paint a bird from a bird book, or I go outside and I paint a flower or something really simple. It just helps me connect to those simple things. I don't know whether to put this last one in. Well, it's not the last one actually. It's explore your faith. Now, this is kind of radical, and for some people, I guess, and some people not. But we're not under so much pressure to be around other people at the moment. We are able to be on our own. And I think sometimes when people are exploring their faith or their spirituality or whatever you want to call it, having people around can really sometimes stop that, because you need that space to go and reflect on what you believe in, what your core beliefs are. And I think this time could be taken as a really positive time to go and explore those things privately without feeling like someone's watching over your shoulder, and actually going through that emotional process. If that's something you want to do, or you've been thinking of doing, I think now is a good time, as good a time as any anyway. So yeah, that's just a thought to put out there if you're interested. Do your paperwork. If you're like me, you have a box full of pieces of paper which you've been ignoring for as long as humanly possible. I have forms to fill out, a whole lot. So yeah, good time to do your paperwork. Seriously, good time. So I thought so there's a few things there that might keep you busy. After the list of things that you can do. Oh, I have two other things. I made whipped coffee today. It's all over YouTube. It's I can't pronounce it. Don't make me pronounce it. But I might be able to stick a thing up somewhere saying what it is. Anyway, just like search up whipped coffee on YouTube. Literally all you need is water, sugar, and instant coffee, not like ground up beans, but actual instant coffee. And it tastes so nice. I'm going to be doing it every day now and make it for Morgan as well when he wakes up. Lol. So yeah, but I also had two little notes I had here, which was the coffee, and the other thing was go for a drive. There's no reason why, someone tell me if I'm wrong, there's no reason why when you're social distancing you can't get in your car if you drive and go for a drive. If you've got a really hectic home, hectic household or something, you can go out and have that time alone and you are still self-isolating. So that's just a point to put out there. So I just thought I would put in as well a few ways that I personally, over the time I've been at home caring, what I've done to try and keep my days productive, keep myself positive, keep myself motivated and keep myself going even when I would rather stay in bed all day, because trust me, I have a feather down pillow which is to die for, and a heater, like a radiator's really close to my bed, so trust me, in the mornings I don't want to get up. So how I cope, or try to cope, with being at home all the time is I set myself a bedtime and a getting up time. I can't say I always follow this, I try to. So with me it's a little bit different because my daughter needs 24-hour care. So my sleeping pattern's pretty off compared to the rest of the world. Excuse me. But I always go to bed at midnight if I can possibly help it. I get up at 8 I might go back to bed for a nap if I'm tired after that. I might get straight up, straight on with my day, but having that set bedtime and getting up time means that you don't lie in bed questioning whether you can stay in bed. So it's a hard routine to get into, but just set an alarm for a few days and your body will get into the rhythm of it eventually, and you will just be able to get up, get on and have a good day. The other thing I try and do is I have my bedtime and my bed space and my workspace and my bedtime and my work time divided. Now, I mean by this, when you're stuck at home all day, I don't let myself work from my bed. I make myself get up, excuse me, I make myself get up and go work at a table or just somewhere else so that I'm not working from where I sleep, because that means that I end up not being able to sleep, I work past midnight, whatever, and it just doesn't work. For me to keep going each day and not feel like the weeks and the days all blur into one is by writing a diary and having a planner, and I love Lux productivity planners. I think the layout's great and I use that pretty much every day. And that just helps me keep track of what I've achieved in the week, what I've achieved in the day, and when I look back to the months previously, I see how far I've come, even though staying at home every day, I'm perhaps not noticing it day to day. Another thing that's really important and also super hard, keep your meal times when you're at home all the time. It's easy just to snack and just eat whenever, but it's really important, I find it really important anyway, to keep my motivation so that I know that I'm having breakfast at this time, I'm having lunch at this time, I'm having dinner at this time, because you know then that if you're working or you're doing something you don't want to do, you know it's going to come to an end, which means you are able to get through it because you know when you've done it, you've done it. The other biggest tip I can give you is still separate your working week and your weekends up. Now, when I first was at home all the time, I didn't do this and I really struggled because I didn't know when I was allowed to take a day off. So I would work for 10 days, 4 days, 3 days, 9 days and take a break after those days, and I wouldn't know when I was allowed to, so I would feel guilty when I did have a break. So that's why now I always make sure that I always have Sundays off. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to different degrees. Saturday I try clean the house, have a day with Morgan, try have a family day, and then like I said, Sunday's a rest. So yeah, those are all my tips, some of my tips hopefully, to getting through self-isolation. I'm sorry if some of them are a bit boring, but you should really try that whipped coffee because it changes my life. Like, it was so good. And yeah, whipped coffee, if you're prepared to put 10 minutes in, it's great. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my video. I know I rambled on a bit and you probably didn't want to listen to all this, but yes, please like, subscribe, stick around, comment on videos that you think I should be doing, that kind of thing. I'm trying to release every Monday and Friday, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. Bye!